Is everything okay? My mother was kept in a 1.5-room apartment. She was in one small, closed room, and the couple lived in the other. There was a small window in the room, which they closed, and she couldn't see if it was day or night. As soon as she realized she was alone, she simply told us, "Listen, I decided, I read, I studied all the stories from the Holocaust. I will keep a diary. I read that Gilad Shalit used to do some sports, and that's what kept her going." She realized very quickly that they prayed 5 times a day, and she would simply count prayers. She would record it in a journal, and the prayers and sound of the muazzin, all these things gave her a complex of understanding what day it was, what night, what hour, and she revolved around that.
When I come to them, they see the distress. You see the distress. Yola, Yael, all the time by their mother's side. She never leaves Adi. Until 2 days ago, she whispered. She didn't speak at all, not out loud. Now there a little more, but you know, he's well aware from the moment they were kidnapped what happened. He saw everything. He doesn't speak at all. Not asking. Not about the father, not about the grandfather. As far as we know, all 6 of them were in one place. Tal was not with them, no.
We saw some of the children who came with orthopedic injuries. There is a girl who needed surgery. Injuries to the legs, injuries to the hands, scars that were on children, a burn on a child's leg, which he said was a burn from a motorcycle. We saw very low hygiene conditions, at levels I don't remember encountering on children. Stories you hear from other areas, lice, rashes, skin infections.
Some of them lost weight in a very, very significant way.
What does that mean?
10 kilos in children, a lot. They arrived, and after the first meeting with the family, what is the first thing they want to give children who meet them? We let them eat, and at some point we found ourselves taking food from the children's rooms so that they wouldn't eat too much when they arrived. That's why I pulled yogurts and rolls out of the children's hands so that it wouldn't be too much.
We will have to continue to support them and give them everything they need, both now and in the future. But they are amazing. We've received an inspiring group of children.
We know that she did not know, for example, what happened to her father. She was very pleasantly surprised to see her father in that famous video, that she actually ran quickly, at the speed of light, into her mother's embrace, and suddenly she saw her father, and she was sure that her father had been kidnapped. She did not know that her father was saved and got out of it. The first thing she asked, after looking around her and suddenly didn't see Lior, her brother, she asked about her brother, and the parents had to tell her. This is actually the first thing they told her after she returned, about her brother, that her brother was murdered. From what I know, and this is almost the first thing I heard from her when I saw her, this whole time she was without shoes. For almost 2 months, this girl was without shoes.
מספרת שהשפילו אותה מאוד.
She says that she was humiliated very much, that she had a very difficult experience, that she was treated badly, and this is now engraved in her heart.
זה שרוט לה עכשיו בלב.
Everything she does, she remembers the experience from there.
שהיא עושה, היא נזכרת בחוויה משם.
Was she there alone?
היא מאוד מאוד מפוחדת.
She's very scared for the abductees who remained behind.
They are still in danger.
היא ממש עברה שם שטיפת מוח.
She was literally brainwashed there, really, and she doesn't live in our world right now. She's still there.
רגע, היא עדיין שם.
אי אפשר להתמודד שם. אי אפשר.
It's impossible to cope there. It's impossible. We have to get the abductees out of there. If we don't get them out now, they won't get out alive. How did she keep her sanity? What did she do all day?
She says that most of the time she just looked at the wall. That's what she had to do and only occupied herself with thoughts of, my daughters are fine, my daughters are fine, my daughters are fine, my daughters are fine. She kept trying to convince herself.
Are there things that we don't see, but you can say that something has changed?
ההתלהבות שלה מכל דבר קטן, זאת אומרת.
Her enthusiasm for every little thing, from the most basic things she had before, I don't know, maybe a towel for the shower or some chocolate or something to drink, you suddenly see the light in her eyes, that she accepts such things. Or used to. She was always, we'd waste our dinner, throw away food as usual. Today we're forbidden to throw away food. There's no such thing. Save everything, put it in the fridge, find a place.
עושים במקרר, למצוא מקום.
זכינו לטפל ב-29 שבים עכשיו בשבה ה-30.
We were privileged to take care of 29 returnees, now the 30th returnee. Almost all of them without exception. The first thing they wanted to do when they met their families was to talk. We heard a lot from them about the psychological games that were played with them as part of the psychological abuse they went through. So it's also related to information that they share and don't share.
אז גם הוא היה גם קשור לידיעות ולמידע.
As part of the psychology of the captive, of creating dependence on the captives. But by my feeling, from what I hear from the people, is that it has been refined at very high levels.
What do you mean, elaborate psychological terror?
התחושה היא שהיה שם
The feeling is that it was sophisticated, not random or unplanned, orchestrated, not some kind of relationship that develops by chance between a certain captor and a certain abductee, but to create the psychological infrastructure to play on their minds in a way that would achieve their goal.
Was there also evidence of abuse?
כן.
Yes,
אבל אני לא אפרט, כי כמו שאמרתי זה...
but I won't go into details. As I said, I can say it's about the whole range of abuse that a person can dream of. And when I hear some of the returnees who just want to talk, and I found myself sitting by their bedsides for hours and listening to their stories, it's no different from testimonies of people who survived the ghettos or concentration camps. It feels, it sounds the same.
זה מרגיש ונשמע אותו דבר. אני חושב שאנחנו לא יכולים לישון בלילה.
I think we can't sleep at night because of those who have returned and the stories that they have to tell. And I say again, it will take time for it to come out. And we still have a lot of people there who are being held in bad conditions. And as the days go by, they're still there.
וככל שנוקפים הימים, הם שם.